Now to a developing story, our top story this morning. Investigators have recovered the cockpit voice recorder that belonged to the medical jet that crashed in northeast Philadelphia. Now the 6 people on board that plane, along with 1 other person on the ground, were killed.
Mayor Sherelle Parker says 22 people were injured, 5 still in the hospital as of Sunday. So we have full team coverage. Alyssa Cristelli and Rachel Moore are at the scene to tell us what happened and how people in the community are dealing with this tragedy. First, we'll go to Alyssa with the latest on the investigation. Alyssa, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Kelsey and Jenna, day 4 of the investigation here, and moments ago we actually just watched several NTSB officials make their way onto the scene. Now we'll get to that black box in a moment, but first I want to show you what we're seeing. My photographer John up ahead showing you the massive crater in the middle of Cotman Avenue this morning. This is the exact spot where that plane crashed into the street. Now investigators did recover that black box, which is actually orange, but this is huge for the investigation. They're hoping it will help them find out what may have happened when that plane fell from the sky Friday night. Now take a look at this video from the NTSB as they recovered that black box inside the crater at the crash site in northeast Philadelphia, nearly 8 feet underground. Now we've now learned the names of the 6 people who lost their lives on board that medical transport jet when it crashed Friday after taking off from northeast Philadelphia Airport. Jet Rescue Air Ambulance identified the pilot and co-pilot of the flight as Captain Alan Montoya Pareles and Josu Juarez. Paramedic Rodrigo Padilla and Dr. Raul Mesa were also on the plane, transporting 11-year-old Valentina Guzman Murillo, who was being treated at Shriners Hospital, and her mother, Lizeth Murillo Azuna. Now, officials said the Learjet 55 was on its way to Missouri before heading to Mexico when it crashed less than a minute after takeoff.
Our city continues to mourn their loss, and they are in our thoughts and prayers. And we have to remember what defines Philadelphia. We are a strong people, a resilient people who clearly understand how and why it's so important that we take care of each other.
Mayor Parker also said 1 person in a car also tragically passed away. 22 additional victims have been treated at nearby hospitals for injuries, 5 of them in the hospital as of Sunday. Parker says 3 are in critical condition. Now, Philadelphia officials say there could be more victims out there.
If there's somebody who you think might have been in this area and they're missing and they haven't checked in and you can't reach them or they live there, call 911.
Back out here live now, giving you another live look here of the crater in the street. Now you can just feel here in the air the tremendous impact that this has had on the surrounding area here near Cotman and Bustleton, on businesses, people who are walking by and taking it all in. We do know Mayor Parker will hold a town hall on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. for community residents to get some answers and find out more about resources. Reporting live in Northeast Philadelphia, Alyssa Cristelli, PHL17 Morning News.
Alyssa, thank you. And since the crash, residents in the area continue to gather at the site.
PHL17's Rachel Moore shares reaction from the community and the resources available for those impacted.
Yeah, Kelsey, Jenna, we've been seeing people come here all morning taking pictures of this scene. You can see the scene behind me is still very active. A lot of people are just still in disbelief. They're devastated. They are trying to figure out why this happened, how this could have happened. And I want you to listen to some of the folks describe this scene on the day that it happened, even in the days after.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Does anybody need help? Does anybody need help?
Start to see some really graphic things on the ground.
My bonus mom she was actually caught in the traffic down the street, and she saw a body part. She saw an arm.
Everybody just says it's a total shame. It's devastating. Everybody has a story. So many videos are showing in the store here, and it's sad. I can't even watch it. How bad it was over there.
It hits home. It hits home because as a Philly native, a lot of crazy things happen in Philly, but a plane crash is extremely intense, especially with the circumstances of the situation with the Northeast Airport being only 4 miles away.
And residents in this area still reeling from Friday when a medical jet crashed, falling and exploding in an intersection near Roosevelt Mall. And this is a busy area, especially on a Friday night. Some describing the crash feeling like an earthquake, others saying that the explosion felt like they were under attack. And even now, knowing the details of the crash, many are just trying to make sense of what happened. So the city of Philadelphia is there to help. They're offering resources for those affected by the events of Friday. The American Red Cross is helping with shelter along with other property damage. We know a lot of cars were damaged as this was a busy intersection, a busy stretch of road when the crash happened. A bunch of people live in this area. 5 homes were destroyed because of the fire caused by the explosion. And if you're having a hard time coping with the tragedy, the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disability Services, they have services open that you can go to. Right now, the Roosevelt Mall remains closed. We were talking about how businesses also have the Department of Commerce that they can reach out to as well if they're struggling to stay open because of the perimeter that investigators have around this area. This is going to take a very long time to survey the entire scene of this crash. Reporting live in Northeast Philadelphia, Rachel Moore, PHL 17 Morning News.